be putting reflective bags on 2 leaves of the same plant to compare our pump up chamber versus our pump up bomb back in the lab. So first you're going to be looking for a plant with leaves that don't have too much bugs chewing away at them. You want good, clean leaves. These are pretty good. And you're putting these on the leaves to slow the rate of transpiration down. Once you do this across all of your plots, you're going to wait 20 minutes and then come back and you're going to process your samples. After 20 minutes have passed, you're going to go ahead and process your samples. I like to go through and do the pump up chamber first and then go back through and collect all of the ones that are going to go to the lab for the bomb. And that's simply because once you collect them, you want to put them directly on ice immediately after. So to reduce the amount of time in between, that's how I like to go ahead and do it. So for corn, I like to use scissors. It makes a clean cut across. And you're just going to make a cut right above where the bag, and you want one single cut like that. And then you're going to take your sample to the pump up like this. So for this, we have the corn gland in here. So you're going to keep that loose. And in order for a mature leaf like this to fit in a gland that's only about that big, you're going to have to peel it back right about there. Just enough so that it'll fit through. So for me, I got to do a little bit more. Try to keep the leaf shaded. You're going to tighten it until it's pretty tight. Do not over tighten it. Try to keep it in the shade. And then I'm going to slip the whole leaf into the chamber. Lock it with the pins. And then you want to go all the way up and all the way down, and it's going to be about half a bar per full pump. And for the sake of corn, I know it's going to be in the 5 to 6 range, so about at 4, I'll start actually looking every time I pump. So right now it's only at about 2. Put it in the light so I can see better. And what you're looking for is just the first sign of water starting to pop through the middle section. There we go. So for this one, it's at about 8, which is a little different than this morning, but it's hard to see. You just have to be paying attention. And you'll start to see bubbles of water start to form at the top. And right when you start to see those, that's when you're going to measure or mark down how many bar are presented on the meter. Release the pressure. Take out your sample, and you're done with that one. So once you've marked that one, you move on to the next one, and that's how you measure corn pump up. And then for green beans, we're going to be doing basically the same thing. We're just going to be using a different fitting from the sweet corn. But same thing, we're going to be putting reflective bags. I'm only going to do one for this instead of two like for the corn. And then again, you're going to wait 20 minutes, come back. And for this, I like to use a razor blade. It creates you want a very nice clean cut. It'll help you see the water better coming through. And I cut it right where it connects. And you want just one clean cut. You don't want to be sawing away at it or anything. And then for the pump up chamber, we're going to be using a different attachment in a different gland. And for these, they're a little bit different. You're going to have to find the right one for the right stem that you're going to be using. But for this, you're going to put the stem through the bottom like this and tighten it real tight. Like that. And then same thing, you're going to put it back down here, and it's going to be the same procedure as the sweet corn. So okay, so now we're going to show you how to set up and use the pump up bomb for the second half of our experiment. So once you've collected all of your leaves and you have them on ice, you're going to bring them back to the lab, preferably as quickly as you can. You don't want to let them sit for too long in there for accurate results. First, we're going to hook up the bomb to our nitrogen tank. Make sure it's on there nice and snug. You're going to attach it here. You're going to pull back on this, push, and just pull back just a little bit. Just make sure that it's nice and snug on there. And then you're going to have this on off. And then you can start to allow pressure into the system. Okay. So this is going to be the gland that we're going to be using today for our green bean sample. And it's basically the same size as the pump up gland that we used in the field. So you're going to take your sample. And since we're inside, we're okay to take the leaf out like this. We're not trying to keep it shaded or anything. And you're going to have the sample poking through just like this. And you're going to tighten it just the same as when it was for the pump up. Just like that. Put the leaf into the chamber, and then you're going to lock into position just like that. And I already have the rate valve calibrated. There's going to be videos online on how to properly calibrate the rate valve, but everything's ready to go. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be looking right at the tip of the stem, looking for water to start coming through. Now you can use a magnifying glass. I have protective glasses on, and I seem to be able to see it better just from the naked eye. So we're going to put it on chamber, and you're just watching. And as soon as you see water come, you're going to turn it to the off position. So you can see water bubbling. And if you look at the bars, we're at about 5 bar. So that's the number that you're going to record. And then you're going to change it to exhaust. Just like that. And then you're done with that sample, so you're just going to loosen it up, throw away the leaf, and move on to the next one. Okay. Then if we want to switch over from the green bean fitting over to the grass, or the grass fitting, or the corn fitting for this one. You're going to first take off this piece, get this out, and then on the back side you're going to see 4 screws. You're going to take those out. Hey, Bruce. We're friendly here at TREC. Okay. So we just had a little washer fall off. Okay. So now we're going to replace it with the grass fitting. You're going to take your 4 screws and just go ahead and put them back. I don't over tighten them at first. I put them all in just to make sure that they're even. And then you're just going to kind of finger tighten them, not too tight, because the system will keep it pressurized. You want to keep them easy to take off. Just about half a turn. Like that. And then you're going to put your fitting right over the top. Like that. Replace this. Okay. So now it's ready for a corn sample. Corn sample ready to go. And same thing as with the pump up system, you're going to peel back. Like that. You know, fit the corn through the bottom like that and up through the top. And then tighten it. Like that. Lock it in place. And then again, have it on off. You're going to turn it to chamber, and you're going to observe. So we just started seeing water. You're going to be recording what the meter is telling you. And then when you're done with that, you're going to turn it to exhaust. Take out the sample. And move on to the next one. And that's how you do the pump up bomb.